Raila returns home from Addis Ababa empty-handed. He returns to his disappointed followers who have adored him over the years. He needs to convince them that he is still worthy adoring.
Wanauda ni wajinga na werevu hawana. Wanauda ni wajinga na werevu hawana. Ukiona wakilewa usidhani ni tajiri. Hiyo ni mali ya umma wameiba toka kwetu jamaa.
But there are also those who fear him and had hoped that he would stay away for the next 4 to 8 years. Some hope that Addis Ababa would be his exit door from the Kenyan political space forever. Foremost in this docket is the National Executive, which midwifed entry into the competition for the chair of the African Union Commission AUC.
And congratulate the Yusuf for his victory today and wish him well in steering this movement forward. We want this organization of the African Union.
They also managed the campaign all the way to the final debacle led by President William Ruto. They'll be organizing on how to manage the mercurial and dreaded oppositionist. Now that their hopes of catapulting him out of the country have fallen flat on the belly. TV footage after the announcement of the results showed a division of perspective among Raila's admirers. They are clearly split on the merits and demerits of their heroes outing in the Ethiopian capital and the fact that he comes back home without the coveted prize. Against the grain of the mortifying defeat, some admirers are happy that he lost. The footage showed them exuberantly petitioning Raila to return home quickly, to return to his role as the reigning champion of position politics in his country. They have been worried and even disappointed during the season that he has had political dealings with President Ruto.
In round 2, kumbukeni Raila alikuwa na 22 votes. Lakini after mtu wa Madagascar wa SADC supported amejiondoa, SADC yote inaenda kusupport Djibouti because they have a problem with William Ruto over the DRC problem. Tuko pamoja? Ni lazima tuambiane ukweli. Tuambiane ukweli. Kwa hivyo hatuna furaha. Tulikuwa tukitarajia kwamba mambo haya yataenda sawa.
They have been unhappy to see a mollified Raila covering with Ruto in the face of reckless impunity in the ruling ranks. It has been a dire season. What is left of the opposition has only produced feeble whimpers against ebullient Ruto. The Kenya Kwanza Brigade has been a stormy betrayal of chest-thumping political bullies. They respect nothing, not even court orders.
In summary, therefore, honorable members, I guide as follows. The Kenya Kwanza Coalition is the majority party in the House. Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party is the minority party in the House. To the extent that I have not received any communication of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party or the Kenya Kwanza Coalition replacing their leadership in the House, the leadership existing as at the end of the last session remains the leadership of this House.
It is very existence epitomizes in part what disappoints Raila's traditional strong support base. It speaks to the impunity that has ruled the Kenyan nation during the unofficial marriage between Ruto's UDA and Raila's ODM. His followers have evidently indicated that they would like him to quit this informal marriage and begin righting things from where they began going wrong. The National Executive is wary of such a possibility. It is all about mania and Raila phobia, as Michael Kijana Wamalwa famously put it. The late Vice President and MP for Sabot constituents summoned up Raila as a man who has at once loved and feared. Those who loved him cherished him to a fault, while those who feared him detested him without reservation. It is in this contest that his Odyssey and the aftermath is best appreciated, Raila mania and Raila phobia. The Addis debacle is proving to Ruto that he has not managed his politics well at all. Could impeaching his former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, be about to return to eat up President Ruto? The impeachment has left behind Mount Kenya MPs who desperately need to team themselves at home after being made to send home their former DP. Their base is evidently hostile to them. If they do not find a formula to redeem themselves, they will be looking in the eye of defeat 2027. Does the possibility of sending the speaker home begin opening up the path of hope for them? Is it possible for them to team up with Azimio, even without sanction from Ruto, to give Speaker Wetangula the political sack punch? But if Parliament should successfully land the punch, where will it stop? Kenya National Executive has the cause to be afraid indeed, very afraid. After it is losing Mount Kenya, its survival now sits precautiously in Raila's hands. If he sneezes, Parliament will catch the flu. If the executive has previously been in the grip of Raila's phobia, the season for it to be truly afraid is now. Kenya could be entering the season of unprecedented impeachments. For the first time in the country's history, the Speaker of the National Assembly could act for president for 90 days. That Speaker would not be Wetangula, however. It will likely to be the Speaker agreed upon by Raila and the defected Mount Kenya leadership. But again, President Ruto could forestall all this. To do so, he will need to turn completely leave. He must move away from his one-man rule. He may have to consider dropping some of his draconian decisions on healthcare, a rational tax for his housing project, and the tax burdens generally. And above all, he may eventually end corruption and wastefulness in government. President Ruto will also do well to remember that Raila returns in the season when the build-up to the 4.2 trillion finance bill 2025 is beginning, and Gen Zs are watching him. They are also angry that they are being abducted, disappeared, tortured, and even killed. He will want to consider that other youth-led protest against the finance bill and allied offensive against young people is waiting for him, and this time round MPs are unlikely to want to fall on his sword for him. Raila returns when everything that could go wrong for President Ruto is wrong. Healthcare system that hospitals have rejected and the public are unhappy with. A basic education system on its knees. University funding models that has failed. Industrial unrest among teachers, university lecturers, and health workers. Cost of living that won't go down. Youth unemployment is at an all-time high. And this debacle in Addis is just another pointer to a helpless and wasteful state. It squares very little to get the dragons against it. Could the intersections between President Ruto's kakistocracy and the Addis debacle be the trigger point?